It's okay that you're in a time of confusion and that you don't know how things are going to work out, how things are going to find their place, but they will. And when you can look back on how you got to this moment right now, you can see how everything was divinely perfect. I came up here to make this video today, and I've actually just been sitting here and processing for I don't know how long now, quite a while. And I was trying to look ahead, and I was like, I don't know how this is going to play out. Right now, my van is broken down in Austria. I'm living on this horse farm in Italy, and I had plans to do one thing, and now I'm doing another. And so I'm in this place of trying to surrender. And I was just asking myself, I was like, was it the right decision to come here to Italy to this horse farm? And yes, I feel that it was. But I was just exploring that thought, and I was like, I don't even know what would have happened if I didn't have this. Like, if I didn't accept help from one of my friends here who came to save me when I was broken down on the side of the road for 3 days in Austria. Sorry if it's really windy. I'll try to edit this out, but it's just the conditions today. Uh, And I was like, well, if I had not accepted help from them, then I would have been broken down in Austria, and I wouldn't have wanted to repair the van because like 5,000 euro to repair it there was too much. And I don't know where I would have stayed and all of that. Like, it was stuff that I could not even see coming at that time when I was getting towed in Austria. I didn't realize that it would, be such an expensive repair, that it would take so much time to figure out. And intuitively, I just felt like I need to say yes to my farm friends offering their help and coming to get me. And so now I'm sitting here, and I just purchased the towing company for them to bring the service for them to bring my van here to Italy. So they will be towing the van that does not drive here, and then I will get it repaired in Italy. But for now, just have it here on the farm. And so now I'm sitting with that. I'm like, wow, I know that maybe it doesn't seem big, but it is big because that means that means so much. That means that I live here now, that like it's wild. Like, this is my life now. And I guess I'm trying to process that. And part of me is so grateful and so happy and so like excited for all the wonderful memories that'll be made here, all the new volunteers that will come, everything. Another part of me is scared, um, because I just, I don't know what it looks like. And another part of me is sad that I'm not on the road. That van life just seemed to not be wanting to happen for me right now. And I'm trying to just look at that and accept that as well, but also be okay with feeling sad about that. It was like the van was not only the issue that's happening right now with the gearbox, but on the way to Austria, it was like the sink would break and there was water spraying everywhere, and then the shower broke and the shower pump broke, and then like the solar panel crashed into a branch and was ripped off, and all these things were happening that just felt like very clear signs that I wasn't meant to be on the road right now. And so I'm learning to accept that. And I have such a beautiful community here, and I'm learning to really lean into how nice that is. One of my friends here, she's going through her own stuff and was looking for guidance on decisions that she wants to make. And so we kind of just went down the rabbit hole on YouTube, which led us to going on to different lives for psychics and kind of asking them questions. And we've talked about this quite a few times on here, but it really is, you have to pay attention to your response to things. So she was saying to my friend some advice that isn't what my friend wanted to hear. Originally, I think it was what she wanted to hear, but when she was hearing it, her body was saying, no, like maybe we need to listen to someone else. Like maybe she's not legit. And just that response alone will tell you maybe that's your answer. Maybe you're meant to go with the opposite of what she's saying, because that's how you're feeling. And so then I showed her the pendulum swinging. So we took my necklace off and we took my Aura ring, which is what this ring, if you guys don't know, it's like a fitness and sleep tracker. I love it. It's been dead for a long time because the charger's in Austria in my home on wheels. But so we did the pendulum swinging, and so you would hold the pendulum and you say yes, and then you say no, and you kind of see what it does. Sometimes it'll go back and forth for yes, circle for no. And then you can start like saying things like, my name is Araya, my name is Billy Bob, my name is blah, 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 I live in Italy, and just seeing the answers. And then you can go further and ask for like, is it in my highest good to live in Italy right now? Is it in my highest good to repair the van right now? What's interesting though is that used to really work for me, but then it stopped. Like the process of the pendulum, the whole thing just stopped working for me. And I was receiving the download like, this chapter of your life, you're meant to like just know, like you're meant to go into meditation, go into your heart, ask your divine team. Like I have very open and clear communication with my angels and guides. And so I meant to lean into that and not putting so much power into the pendulum swinging process, though it is wonderful and I do wish that it still worked for me. Part of me does, but also I understand why it doesn't. I'm trying to face you like away from wind. Also, I know you guys don't have the prettiest view back there, but this is what I'm looking at. And hopefully it's not too windy. Then we did the candle one, which I don't think I've ever actually done the candle one before. Maybe I have, but it's where you have a candle lit and you say yes or no, same deal, and see what happens with it. And that was, again, not working for me, but it was working very clearly for her. And I say working because you can ask those obvious questions and it will give you a yes or no, and you'll know the answer. And so then when it gives you the yes or no to other things that you're seeking about, you can have maybe more trust in that response. And the last one is more muscle testing. You would maybe think that the pendulum one is some muscle testing, but it's a little bit different. This one is one of my favorite ways of muscle testing. I thought I heard some horses. They're all down below though. But this one, you stand up and you close your eyes and you say yes, and you see which way you would lean. And then you would say no and see which way you lean, do the same thing. You can do other ones like pulling like you would do this and you would try to break it. I can't really show you right now because I don't have a tripod here. It's in Austria. But you would try to like break your fingers by pulling with your other hand and see like if it breaks for yes or no. That's never worked for me either. But for other people it does. The leaning one seems to be the one that works the best for me. So I'll do that kind of muscle testing like when I'm trying to figure out things with my body and health. You can do it for like how much of a supplement you're meant to take, like if taking a certain supplement would benefit you, like you're trying to see if you should take more B12 or if you should take vitamin D today and things like that. And so it's interesting because for her, it was consistent across all 3 exercises. And if you look at the response to the psychic, it would be 4. And so that was fascinating. So maybe if you're seeking for guidance right now and you don't feel so strong in your ability to like have that open communication with your higher self, your intuition, your angels and guides, then you can do things like that and just see what happens, and then also see your response to it. Like if you're getting yes but you're like, no, I don't want that, explore why you're like feeling that way too. Is it the mind like latching on and attaching to what is meant to be, or is it actually meant to be the opposite? Because lessons will always come to us in different ways, shapes, and forms. Sorry, my hand's blocking. I'm trying to figure out the microphone situation. Hopefully you guys can hear me in this video. We'll see. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to ask my divine team for guidance. Like, okay, there's so much unknown right now. And oftentimes when we're living somewhere, we're choosing to live there. And so I think that's why this is so interesting for me right now, is because I feel like the universe chose this for me. And so I've never had that before, really, where it's like this was my only option in a way. I'm sure there were other options, but I don't know. Just trying to settle into the trust and being here and being open. And when I look at, like I was saying, how divinely guided it was to get here, then I can give my brain evidence and myself trust that where I'm going next is also divinely guided. But that all I can do is my practices and my commitment to staying centered and doing the things that I love, that light me up, that bring me joy, that spike my curiosity and allow me to follow that more and more and more, and having no attachment to staying here for a long time or not staying here for a long time, having no attachment to anything, just allowing life to be what it's meant to be, I think is the most important thing. And so what lights me up is exercise, yoga, meditation, breath work, all the things that we talk about on here too, that I talk about in my program. So today I had everyone who did yoga. So we did yoga, and then I asked them if they wanted to do breath work with me, and so we did breath work. And it was really nice to share that part of myself with others. I think another thing that I want to share on here, really hoping you can hear me, is that I was speaking with one of my friends yesterday, and I was like, I just feel like you maybe like don't know the full me, because if you're watching this, you're maybe into a little more out there, woo woo, whatever you want to call it, in this human, my goodness, in this human form, ideas, but they're really not out there or woo woo, because what I feel they are is like the truth, period. So being a spiritual being, having a human experience, not being from this planet, like literally being from another star system, like you want to talk about star seeds, blah, blah, blah. Like I think we're all star seeds to some extent, but I also just feel kind of like an alien here on Earth. And, even just having the psychic abilities and exploring that, because we all have it. But for me, exploring that and allowing that to be part of my journey and my path is really important to me, but also something that I don't normally talk about in a lot of my in-person relationships. And so where I'm at right now is trying to not hide that part of myself for just online and my programs and my coaching and stuff. So now I'm trying to explore without attachment, without judgment of myself, and without anticipation of being judged by others, to allow myself to just be that. And when I do that, every single time it's received so well. Like when I had everyone here who wanted to do a full moon ceremony with me, they loved it. Like all of them the next day were like, thank you so much for doing that. Like that was like so, what significance, not the word, but I forget what they said. Like that was like moving in a way to them. And so that was so nice to hear, and also great evidence for my mind, like just be just be fully who you are. Don't hold back. If people don't like it, then that's their own thing to deal with, but you'll be surprised by how much people will benefit from you being in your authenticity. And so we talked about that a long time ago. When I first started this channel, I found this study where I think it was Russia or Germany, one of the two. They had a room where there were no frequencies, no EMFs, no like any kind of electromagnetic anything, nothing was in there except a human. And so they were reading like what is the most expansive feeling or emotion or like thing that we can put out, like what allows other people's energy and frequency to expand, and it's authenticity. And so when you're just in your authenticity unapologetically, you are making the world a better place. And I think that like it's always a process of stepping more and more into that. So I feel very confident and comfortable being that here with you guys. So now I'm encouraging myself to be that on the road with new people that I meet throughout my travels, throughout my human experience, and seeing how that helps people. Like now they want to do a new moon ceremony tomorrow, and my friend obviously had a really significant experience with the things that we did yesterday, and so it's a really cool experience, and it lights me up too to just be me. And so I hope that this maybe inspires you in a way to consider how you can be more of you. Maybe you're already really good at that, and that's really incredible too. So I think that's the message for today. If you would like to sign up for the 21-day program to get to know your divine team or your divine guidance, we will be starting that soon on June 9th. And so that'll be like the alternative to doing the things that we were talking about, that I was talking about with my friend. It'll give you the tools so that you can like know internally, how to have that inner dialogue for moments like this where you're like, I don't know, I can't see what's next, I don't know where life is taking me, to have that place to go in and just receive those downloads. Like, you know, I shared the other day, it was like the download that I was receiving when I was laying in the creek and connecting was just give it 6 months. In 6 months, all this chaos that's happening right now, all this unknown, will make so much sense. So just take it day by day, moment by moment, and you will be okay. And that's what keeps coming through. I just did a channeled message in I have the diary app, it's called Diary, and I'll do voice to text channeled message in there. And it was saying the same thing. And so in that program, I'll teach you how you can open up your divine team, divine guidance, so that you can speak with in your heart, with your divine team, with your higher self, with your intuition, and create a life from that place and have support from that place. And then I also have the 21-day program to rewire your mind, which has all the tools, a lot of the tools that I use to rewire my nervous system, to heal my nervous system, and to step into my chosen timeline. Before, I was very, 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 very sick with Lyme disease and mold illness, mast cell activation syndrome, chronic inflammatory response syndrome, all the other things that come with that, like chronic fatigue, bloating, severe acne, anxiety, depression, like all those things. So brain retraining was one of the most significant things that I ever did for myself. I used to be, you know, doing coffee enemas on the ground, spending 6 hours a day in IV chairs, and just imagining what it would be like one day to be traveling the world. And now I'm traveling the world with my dog and kind of doing van life. But I'm living the chosen timeline that I had created during that time, where all I needed was regulation and to rewire the mind, to refire the neurons together that allow me to be in alignment with my soul and my reason for being here on earth in this human body. And so that program will assist you in. So my phone died while I was recording, and I wasn't sure when it died, but I'm very, very happy that that whole video came out in the way that it did. So how I ended it was just as we always do. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.